They ask themselves one powerful question: where does this lead? And that single question changes everything. Imagine your life 1 year from now if you keep making the same decisions you are making today. Are you stronger, calmer, more disciplined, or just more comfortable? Thinking beyond the moment means stepping outside yourself. It means observing your life like a strategy game. You are both the player and the strategist. You start asking better questions. If I tolerate this behavior now, what pattern am I creating? If I choose comfort today, what version of myself am I reinforcing? If I react emotionally here, what identity am I building? Because identity is not formed in dramatic moments. It is formed in repeated small choices. One cigarette does not destroy your health, but repeated indulgence does. One angry outburst does not ruin your reputation, but repeated emotional instability does. One lie does not collapse trust, but patterns of dishonesty do. Everything compounds. The Stoics understood compounding deeply. Small daily discipline builds unshakable character. Small daily weakness builds silent regret. Let's make this real. Someone disrespects you publicly. Your ego wants revenge. You want to win the moment. But think beyond it. If you react emotionally, you look reactive. You validate their insult. You create unnecessary enemies. But if you remain calm, you build a reputation. And reputation compounds faster than emotion fades. Or maybe you are choosing between comfort and growth. A job that pays more now, but teaches nothing. Or a path that feels harder now, but builds real skill. Most people choose the immediate reward. But 5 years later, the comfortable path feels like a cage. Thinking beyond the moment also protects you from manipulation. Manipulators work in the present tense. They trigger your anger. They bait your pride. They rush your decisions. Because urgency kills clarity. But when you pause and ask what happens after this, you break the spell. You see who benefits from your reaction. And suddenly, you are no longer controllable. Here is the final truth. Thinking beyond the moment creates patience. Most people want transformation now. But real strength is built slowly, quietly, repeatedly. Every decision is either a deposit or a withdrawal from your future. There is no neutral. So when Marcus says confine yourself to the present, he means control this moment fully. Because this moment is laying the brick for your future. Stop living for emotional wins. Start living for long-term dominance. Now, principle number 5. Quiet wins last longer. Everybody loves the spotlight, the championship photo, the viral announcement, the public applause. But here is what most people do not realize. The louder the victory, the heavier the target. Beginning to live does not mean performing your success. It means building something real, even if no one claps. Most people do not actually want success. They want the appearance of success. They want to be seen winning. But loud victories come with invisible costs. Think about lottery winners. They celebrate loudly. They upgrade visibly. They announce it proudly. Suddenly, old friends reappear. New opportunities appear. Jealousy appears. Expectations multiply. Pressure multiplies. And within years, many of them collapse financially. Because noise attracts predators. Now compare that to someone who quietly builds wealth over decades. No flashy posts. No dramatic celebrations. No need for validation. Just systems, discipline, compounding effort. Nobody watches them rise, but nobody can take them down either. Quiet wins last longer because they are rooted in substance, not spectacle. When you win loudly, you create pressure. Pressure to repeat it. Pressure to maintain it. Pressure to outperform your own highlight. You become a prisoner of your peak moment. At Stoicism Breath, we teach this simple truth. Build in silence. Grow in discipline. Let your results speak. Because the strongest victories are the ones no one sees coming. Every move you make starts getting compared to that one big win. And suddenly, you are no longer building. You are defending. You are protecting an image instead of creating progress. But when you win quietly, you stay free. Free to evolve. Free to fail privately. Free to improve without public judgment. There is also a powerful psychological truth here. When you announce your success too early, your brain rewards you too early. You get dopamine from the applause, from the likes, from the praise, and your hunger weakens. That is why people who constantly talk about their goals often never reach them. The announcement feels like achievement, but it is not. Quiet builders do not steal their own momentum with premature celebration. They secure the foundation first. Let us make this practical. You land a major client. Your first instinct is to post it. But now your competitors are watching. Your audience expects more. Your reputation becomes tied to one outcome. And if that deal collapses, it collapses publicly. But if you win quietly, you protect your leverage. You protect your flexibility. You protect your peace. Quiet wins also compound faster. While loud winners are celebrating step 1, you are already building step 3. No performance. No distraction. Just momentum. And momentum is power. Quiet success also preserves your relationships. Loud success can create distance. People project onto you. They feel inferior. They become transactional. But quiet growth keeps you grounded. You are not performing a role. You are simply becoming stronger. And here is something most people overlook. Quiet wins age better. Loud victories are tied to moments. Moments fade. Trends shift. Applause dies. But quiet wins are tied to systems. Character. Discipline. Integrity. Those deepen over time. A trophy gathers dust. Character gathers respect. When people remember you years from now, it will not be because you shouted about one achievement. It will be because of how steady you were, how disciplined you stayed, how consistent your results became. So win quietly. Build silently. Improve without announcement. Let your progress be discovered, not declared. Because the most dangerous success is the one nobody saw coming. At Stoicism Breath, we call this principle number 6. Do not announce the work. The moment you announce what you are building, you lose leverage. You invite opinions. You invite doubt. you invite distraction. And most of it comes disguised as support. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Notice the brutality of that instruction. He did not say talk about becoming one. He did not say declare your intention. He did not say post your transformation. He said be one. The work is the statement. Everything else is noise. Here is what really happens when you announce the work before it is done. First, you invite projection. People tell you it is risky. They say be realistic. They disguise fear as advice. And even if you tell yourself you do not care, their words linger. In moments of struggle, those planted doubts resurface. Now you are not just fighting the task. You are fighting the echo of their limitations in your head. Second, you create false accountability. When you announce your plan publicly, you become accountable to their expectations, their timelines, their definitions of success, their curiosity. You start making decisions to look consistent instead of to be effective. You adjust your strategy so it makes sense to others. And slowly, your vision becomes diluted. Third, and this is dangerous, your brain rewards you too early. When you say I am starting a business and people respond with excitement, your brain releases dopamine. It feels like progress, but you have not built anything yet. The announcement becomes the achievement, and hunger dies. Real builders understand this. They do not talk about the gym. They train. They do not talk about writing the book. They write it. They do not call themselves entrepreneurs. They build systems that generate revenue. Titles are cheap. Execution is rare. Think about someone who says they are writing a book. The moment they announce it, everyone starts asking, how is it going? Now they feel pressure to give updates. They start writing just to have something to report, not because the story needs depth, not because the work deserves refinement, but because they need visible progress. The work becomes performance. But when you write in silence, there is no audience, no applause, no pressure to impress, just you and your standards. That is purity. That is mastery. There is another danger in announcing your plans. It attracts parasites, people who want association without contribution, copycats who move faster because they did not waste time talking, critics who feel threatened and try to sabotage. But when you move quietly, you become unpredictable, untraceable, untouchable. And here is the deeper truth. When nobody knows what you are building, you are forced to love the work itself. Ask yourself this honestly. If no one ever praised you, would you still do it? If you cannot stay committed without applause, it was never a real goal. It was an identity performance. Silence filters out ego. Because when you are not announcing, you cannot pretend you have arrived. You see clearly how far you still have to go. You stay humble. You stay sharp. You stay disciplined. There is also power in surprise. When you announce, people expect. When you deliver without warning, people respect. Expectations create pressure. Results create impact. So stop explaining. Stop defending the vision. Stop broadcasting the blueprint. Build quietly, relentlessly. Let them doubt empty space. And when the structure is finished, let it stand so strong that no announcement was ever necessary. At Stoicism Breath, we live by this. Build in silence. Reveal in excellence. Now Rule 7. Let people underestimate you. Most people are terrified of being underestimated. They need everyone to know how smart they are, how capable they are, how much potential they have. But being underestimated is one of the greatest strategic advantages you can have. When people underestimate you, they lower their guard. They do not see you as a threat. They do not prepare for you. They do not study you. They do not take you seriously. And that is exactly when you rise. Not with aggression, but with competence they never saw coming. Think about every major upset in sports, business, or life. It happens because someone was underestimated. The opponent did not prepare properly. The competitor dismissed the challenge as easy. And that underestimation created the opening for victory. But most people do the opposite. They try to prove themselves constantly. They need recognition. They drop hints about their achievements. They over-explain their credentials. They name drop. All of this screams insecurity. And worse, it shows their hand. When you let people underestimate you, you are playing a different game. You are not seeking approval. You are gathering information. While they are dismissing you, you are observing them. While they are underestimating your abilities, you are studying their weaknesses. While they are being loud about their superiority, you are quiet about your preparation. Throughout history, true leaders often appeared humble, even passive, to those who did not understand. But that appearance was strategic. It allowed them to see people's true nature. When people think you are not a threat, they show you who they really are. They reveal their biases, their habits, their strategies, their weaknesses. They hand you the blueprint. Being underestimated also removes pressure. When nobody expects much from you, you are free to work without the burden of expectations. You can experiment. You can fail privately. You can learn without judgment. That freedom accelerates growth. Because you are not wasting energy managing perceptions. You are investing all your energy into real improvement. Imagine walking into a negotiation. The other side has already judged you by your age, your appearance, your background. They assume you are inexperienced. They relax. And in that moment, you have the advantage. Because while they are comfortable, you are focused. While they are casual, you are prepared. While they are underestimating you, you are already 3 steps ahead. That is quiet power. That is Stoicism Breath.